It is so incredibly easy to get caught up in the dream of truly passive income. The idea of just placing a vending machine, walking away to the beach, and watching the coins and card swipes roll in is super tempting. But today, we're going to demystify the financial realities of this business in this explainer. To build a sustainable operation, we really have to transition from that dream to the hard reality of payback calculation.
The appeal of vending is undeniable. For sure, it offers flexibility, low barriers to entry, and a pretty straightforward business model. But to ensure your financial goals are actually met, you have to ask yourself one critical question. How fast is that machine actually going to pay for itself? The investment payback timeline is literally the ultimate truth teller in this industry. It's the core metric you absolutely need to grasp before you spend a single dollar.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to hit 5 key areas. First, the vending payback concept. Second, doing the payback math. Third, factors influencing your return. Fourth, strategies for faster ROI. And finally, tracking long-term performance.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the vending payback concept, where we'll define the timeline.
Simply put, investment payback is just the specific amount of time you need to recover every single dollar spent on a vending machine and its setup. It's the clock ticking before you actually start putting pure profit right into your pocket. Understanding this right off the bat gives you a realistic view of future profitability before you even buy. It protects you from unrealistic expectations and sets a clear, measurable goal for your new venture.
And here's where so many folks get tripped up on step 1. That initial investment, it goes way, way beyond the machine's sticker price. You can't just look at a shiny machine online and use that as your baseline. You've got to assess the whole shebang: delivery, professional installation, and your initial inventory to actually fill it, because hauling heavy boxes of chips isn't exactly sitting on a beach, right? You also need to account for modern payment tech like credit card readers and even location prep. All of this must be tallied up first.
Moving smoothly into Section 2, doing the payback math. Let's set the baseline.
Let's look at a concrete example to make this real. Say your total initial setup comes to $5,000, and that machine generates $500 in profit each month. Your estimated payback period would be precisely 10 months. You literally just take the investment, divided by the monthly profit, and boom, 10 months to break even. It's not until month 11 that your true net gains finally begin.
But let's pause for a second. Is that $500 purely profit? Well, not exactly. The absolutely crucial thing here is that you must contrast expected revenue with realistic profit. Expected revenue is basically your best case scenario, the highest possible sales figure without any deductions. Realistic profit, however, is what's actually left over after all your ongoing operational expenses are paid. If you evaluate your payback timeline using expected revenue instead of realistic profit, your timeline is going to be dangerously off.
Which brings us to Section 3, factors influencing your return. These are the hidden variables. Before you even think about calculating expected returns, you absolutely have to account for how ongoing expenses just eat right into your total revenue. Think of it like a pie that's instantly carved up. Slice 1 goes to replenishing inventory. Slice 2 pays for routine maintenance. You've got electricity for Slice 3 because these machines run 24/7. Slice 4 covers payment fees. Every time someone swipes a card, the processor takes a cut. And Slice 5 covers transportation and location fees, like the gas you burn driving to the machine and any commission for the property owner. You only get to keep the little sliver of profit that actually remains.
On top of all that, there are massive external factors directly impacting that monthly profit pie. Location is probably the biggest game changer here because customer foot traffic literally dictates your maximum potential sales. But it doesn't stop there. Your product selection and your pricing strategy can totally make or break your margins. Buy stuff too high and your snacks gather dust. Too low and you erase your profit entirely. Machine reliability is huge too. A broken machine eating a customer's dollar makes you zero profit and a whole lot of enemies. And finally, seasonal demand. A machine by a community pool is going to perform vastly differently in July than it will in December. All these variables have to be looked at together to spot potential risks before investing.
All right, let's get proactive in Section 4, strategies for faster ROI. It's time to take back control.
You can actively shorten that payback period by nailing down 4 vital steps. Step 1, monitor real demand closely so you know exactly what's actually selling. Step 2, Restock strategically based on that exact data to prevent wasteful trips that just burn gas and time. Step 3. Stay on top of regular maintenance. Protecting your sales opportunities is just as important as generating them. And Step 4. Ruthlessly swap out slow-selling items. Space in your machine is premium real estate, so please don't waste it on products nobody wants.
What this really boils down to is that better operational efficiency directly equals improved monthly profits. And those improved monthly profits, they directly result in a faster investment payback. By tightening up your daily operations, cutting waste, and giving customers exactly what they want when they want it, you accelerate your ROI and hit that pure profit stage so much faster.
This takes us to our final part, Section 5, Tracking Long-Term Performance, the Ongoing Review.
You see, payback evaluation is definitely not a one-time calculation. Once your machine is live out there in the real world, you've got to conduct monthly reviews comparing your original estimates against the actual reality. Did your monthly sales hit the $600 you expected, or did they fall short? Were your operating expenses a flat $100, or did a spike in wholesale snack prices push them higher? Did that high customer demand actually materialize? You have to fill in these blank spaces with hard factual data every single month.
So why does this matter so much? Well, tracking all these details allows you to adjust your operational plans on the fly. Ongoing analysis uncovers hidden opportunities to tweak your prices, change up your product selections, or optimize your restocking schedules based on real life, not just hopes and estimates. Plus, having this historical data backs up your business instincts, letting you evaluate future machine purchases and new locations with a whole lot more confidence.
Building a successful vending business absolutely requires realistic financial planning and consistent, ongoing performance monitoring. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one crucial question to think about for your own journey. Is your vending investment strategy relying on hope, or are you ready to use hard data to build your strategy?